hello, hello, and welcome to Women's Wisdom Wednesdays, where we come together every Wednesday to empower women just like you, foster connections, and thrive on our journey of surviving womanhood. I'm Kasey Conrad, well-being specialist and whole life coach, and my amazing co-host.
Hi, I'm Bianca Cartin, and I'm a business and mindset coach.
Thank you. Today we have a very special guest joining us. Her name is Amy Tisor, and she is a dear friend of mine. She is an incredible story to share. But before we introduce Amy, let's take a moment to address you, our wonderful audience. We want to remind you to visit our website at www.survivingwomanhood.com, where you can find valuable resources, connect with other women, and stay updated on our upcoming episodes, workshops, webinars, and retreats. We encourage you all to actively participate by asking questions or adding comments below. If you have a story to share, we'd love to hear it. This is a safe space for us all to learn and grow together. We'd also like to ask you to share your favorite Surviving Womanhood Women's Wisdom Wednesdays episodes. You never know who out there might need to hear these inspiring stories. Now, let's meet Amy. Amy is a seasoned customer service agent with over 25 years of experience in the automotive industry. Beyond her professional expertise, Amy is weaving a remarkable tale of love, one that transcends geographical distance. For over a year now, Amy has been successfully navigating a long-distance relationship with her partner, Ronnie. Despite living several hundred miles apart, their connection stands as a testament of the enduring strength, of love, and the ability to find satisfaction in the intricate dance of distance and closeness. And I just want to let everybody know, today's episode is going to cover a twofer. Amy and Ronnie used to be married a while ago, and they have wonderfully come back together and are now navigating together in this wonderful new arena of distance relationship. So thank you for joining us. And as we delve into Amy's journey, exploring the challenges, triumphs, and unique insights that come with maintaining a fulfilling long-distance relationship, her story is a celebration of love, resilience, and unwavering spirit of those who navigate the complexities of modern relationships with grace and determination. Is there anything you'd like to fill in, Amy? Anything I left out that you'd like the people to know about you?
I think you covered most of it. I guess I can start with that, Ronnie and I, it was kind of a whirlwind at first. We met, it was a blind date through my stepmother's cousin, dated for 6 months, got married. We're married for 10 years, and we've been separated 3 years, started seeing each other again this last year. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. We're so privileged to have you here today. We're sure that your journey will serve as an inspiration to many other women out there. So let's get started with question number 1. Can you share some of the challenges that you've encountered and are still encountering during your journey in this distance relationship, and how you've managed to find the strength to carry on through this long distance, brave through your concerns and challenges, and come to a place of comfort and acceptance?
Well, I will start by saying that I've kind of always felt like our relationship has been long distance because Ronnie is an over-the-road truck driver. So kind of going through that process of he's gone for, either days at a time, weeks at a time. So you have to be able to communicate very openly with each other. Lots of communication by phone. That's the important thing, being open and honest with each other, being very frank. And then the other thing is definitely having trust with your partner. That's a very big part of it.
So I want to address something. Like you said, you communicate through phone. I'm wondering, do you use like FaceTime or, Zoom or some other kind of video calling? And do you think, so I have two parts. And do you think that when we didn't have mobile phones, do you think it makes a difference in the ability to maintain that closeness?
I do think that it is probably was harder, when you didn't have the communications like we do now with the emailing, the texting, the video calling. We do not use the video calling as much because we both, in the areas that we live, do not have very good connection. So if we want to use the video and the voice at the same time, it doesn't work as well.
Yes, I've experienced that when we've been on Zoom calls for meetings and things like that. So
yes. Yeah. He
we either
currently
get your
lives
face or your voice.
Yes. Yeah. He currently lives just south of Kansas City, out in a country area. And yeah, his reception's just about as bad as mine.
The joys of rural America.
Yes.
Bianca?
Yeah. So my question is, how have you adjusted to long distance? Or maybe it hasn't been an adjustment. Maybe it's something you're both really used to, and the challenges that it has. How did you find, like, what strategies do you have to maintain that relationship together, so that you feel connected in over the long distance? And how have you found the strength to sort of accept just this way of your relationship being? Because it's for a lot of people that'd be very difficult.
Yeah. Like trust is a big thing, trusting in your partner, and having open communication. We talk on a regular basis, usually daily, at least 2 or 3 times a week. He tries, with trucking, to come by, when he can and stop. So that's a lot of it. We don't have any children together, but we have, I call them furry kids. So he likes to be able to come and see them.
I want to ask you, how often actually do you see one another on average?
Maybe once a month. Yeah.
Okay. And what's that like? Like when you come back together after not seeing one another for a month, what is that like for the two of you?
For us, it seems normal. I mean, we don't really have any issues, it's not like uncomfortable or anything. We know each other, very intimately, very deeply. We know what each other is like. We know that there are certain things that are not going to change. Our personalities, how our moods are and that sort of thing. So, we try to plan, when he's going to be there, try to do at least something, go to dinner or a movie or something when he's going to be there.
Thank you.
And is this the long distance relationship? Is there something that you feel it will be ongoing, or is that something that you feel will come to an end? Not the relationship, but the distance, so to speak.
For the time being, it is something that will probably be going on for quite some time. I do have 2 nieces. They are in their late teens, early 20s. Very close with them. Like I said, I do not have my own children. I tell them, you know, you are my babies, you are my kids. I did not birth you, but you are mine. So very tight knit with them, and very involved with them. They come to me for a lot of stuff, and they're just kind of at that age that they're starting their life, and they still come to me for a lot of things. And at this point, I'm not ready to move out of the area. So
I have a question. You've given us quite a bit of information about how to navigate this journey. I'm curious about what are some of the cons, the things that are the most challenging in maintaining this relationship distance-wise.
some of the pros are still some of the cons. I mean, the distance, it's hard, you know, when you can't physically be with the person that you want to all the time. I mean, you have to pick up the phone to talk to them if you have a bad day or something goes wrong. You can't just go home and, you know.
Are you with us, Amy? I think we're having just a little bit of technical difficulty. We'll just give Amy a moment to come back. And we will see. You're still with me, Bianca?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. So I'm finding this fascinating. Here you are. You're back with us.
Sorry.
That's all right. That happens. Okay. Would you like to continue?
Yeah. So I'm not sure where I lost yet, but
you were talking about how not being able to be with the person that you want to be with all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, you have a bad day at work. You want to go home and vent to them. You got to call them on the phone, or you just want to go home and cuddle with them. I mean, they're not there. So that's makes it harder.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bianca.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I'm sure I'm going to invite our viewers to actively engage by leaving comments and sharing their experiences and asking any questions they've got related to Amy's journey. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in navigating long distance relationships. And in the meantime, my next question is, what advice would you have for women who are walking on a similar path and need to navigate their personal relationships from long distance? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, you know, every relationship is different, you know, depending on how you met the person. Make sure that you're definitely getting all your information. Definitely make sure that you're thinking very clearly, not just that, you know, they make me feel good, they make me feel special. You have to think about the overall. Even your long distance relationship is still just like a physical relationship where they are with you. You still need to look at the overall picture and make sure that you both are moving in the same direction and that you both have the same end goals.
Yeah. Because I mean, with people meeting online and things like this, meeting somebody at a different distance is probably a lot more common now than ever before, I'd imagine. How has your journey impacted your perspective on life and the importance of self-care?
I mean, I've always been a very not sure how to put it. I've been very know what I want to do, where I want to go, and very whoever my partner is, I'm very upfront on what I want out of life and where I intend to go with my goals. And I think sometimes that's good and sometimes it's bad. But that's where you have to work on those things.
In what way would you think that would be bad?
Because sometimes when you are very upfront with people, they are like, yeah, that's good, that's great. But then they're like, maybe not so much. Because they're like, okay, yeah, I can handle that. But then after a while, they're like, no, she really is that way and really that independent and really knows what she wants. Maybe I'm not handling this so well.
So it's like they're hearing what you're saying, but not actually hearing what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. I have another question.
Mhm.
This is kind of, now you're gonna have to like put on your psychic hat a little bit. If we were asking Ronnie these same questions, how do you think he would answer them?
I'm not quite sure. Ronnie, I would say, is the total opposite me. Ronnie would be a hermit if he could be a hermit. And that has been probably one of our harder things to get over.
Because you like to go out and play.
Yes, yes. I am a social person. I mean, I don't like go out to bars and just hang out and party, but I do a
Right.
lot of things with my family. I'm very involved. I'll get involved in community things, stuff like that. And he's like, nope, I'm good. So, it's just trying to juggle that sort of thing when you have opposite personalities too. So that give and take.
So do you think that given that his hermit-like personality, would you say that this distance, because I have a little extra insight that I don't normally
Mhm.
have, but would you say that this kind of relationship suits him,
Yes.
or would there be something he would prefer?
No, I would say this is more up his alley. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bianca, do you have any other questions for Amy?
No, I don't.
So I want to just see if I can kind of bullet point some of the things that you've said, Amy, for the people who are watching or listening right now. Navigating a distance relationship holds unique challenges. One challenge, not being able to have somebody there when you get home, or to be able to instantly share your experiences with, whether they're good or not so good. Also, that trust is so important. And I can imagine a person who was insecure would have a very difficult time navigating this kind of a journey, being able to trust that the person, especially the person who's on the road all the time, right? That there might be, for someone who wasn't fully secure, they might have trust issues. They're trying to call somebody, can't get a hold of them. They don't get a response back right away. I think, those sorts of things could lead to some conflict.
Yes.
Also, to be able to have a life of your own outside of the relationship, to have other things to focus on, whether it's your career or your family, your pets, things like that, your community work, which Amy and I have done a few community projects together, and it's been amazing. So thank you. I appreciate your availability.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you think is important for people to know? Oh, communication, solid, honest communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to fill in?
Just with the communication, that honest communication, yes, sometimes it hurts, but it's important to have that honest communication, because if you don't, then you're not building a trusting relationship.
Do you have any suggestions for those women watching who are either in a long distance relationship or contemplating one? As Bianca mentioned, now there are lots of dating services and sites where people have the opportunity to meet people from far away, sometimes even in other countries. And they create a very close emotional bond.
Mhm.
Do you have any suggestions that might make it easier for those women who are, again, either in a long distance relationship or are contemplating diving into a long distance relationship?
It is important to have the emotional bond, but you also still need to use your mental stability and really think things through. I mean, there's safety things you need to think about, your mental stability, um, just, you know, not just the emotional part of it.
So when you say safety concerns, safety issues, what are you talking about? Like, can you give us some specific information on that?
Well, if you're just meeting this person for the first time, it would be just like if you were meeting them out at a bar or something. You don't know this person. Don't just start giving out random information about yourself. Make sure that you're learning about them deeply and not just emotionally. Make sure that you're getting information that is of substance.
Wonderful. That's great advice. Great advice. Bianca, do you have any other questions or comments you'd like to add?
No, I don't. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if other people leave any comments.
I want to put you on the spot for a minute, B. Have you ever had a long distance relationship?
No, I haven't.
Because of my knowing of all of your extensive travels and living outside of your own country.
No, I haven't. It's always been somebody who I could see regularly and things like that. Yeah.
That's very interesting. My husband and I actually had a long distance relationship a couple of times. He went to Afghanistan for 14 months. And that was interesting, Amy, to be able to go from being with someone constantly, right, on the daily, and then having them be gone, just gone. And again, so far, and they didn't have a stellar internet connection, let's just say. So I can commiserate with that a little bit. And it is an interesting adjustment to make. There's a lot of things that change, especially from you. And I want to kind of talk about this a little bit too, to making these adjustments after you and Ronnie had been married for 10 years. I want to kind of circle back to that piece of this story where you all had been together for such a long time and then came to a place of separation. And then how did that work where the two of you found each other again?
So after we separated, I did not talk to him for quite some time. But my father became very ill. He had a massive heart attack and almost died. And I mean, Ronnie and I had, a 10-year relationship, and he was very close to my family. And so I contacted him and let him know what was going on with my dad, because he was my friend too, and that's how we kind of got back in touch with each other. And so we started talking again and keeping in touch. And that's how we've started to move forward again.
That's wonderful. That's good information. And also I'm sure there are lots of women out there who have had similar experiences, and we'd really love to hear about those experiences. So share that in the comments, send us email, on any of our blog posts, anywhere that you are finding us. Let us know about those experiences, because it's a wonderful thing to share, to allow other women to know that whatever you're experiencing, there's a good chance you are not alone in that. So, Amy, is there anything else you'd like to say on either of these two topics?
No, I think we pretty much covered most of it.
Hey, Bianca?
I had one question: is when you were married, were you having extended periods of time apart, but just similar like this, or was it very different, the relationship?
He would be gone for, a week to 2 weeks at a time, depending on where he needed to go with his truck route. So yeah, I mean, he'd be home on the weekends, just random. Sometimes it was hard to determine when he'd be back.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, but not fully different.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. Let's take a moment to all appreciate Amy for sharing her inspiring journey with us. Amy, your strength and resilience are truly remarkable. It takes a special kind of person to be able to maintain a distance relationship. And it's lovely to have you share that yours is being successful, to give other people encouragement along that line. Because sometimes people are separated, as I mentioned earlier, not through choice, but through necessity. And I think that it's also important to keep that in mind as well, that even people who might have been partners for a very long time, if some life event happens where now they're automatically separated for some period, a lot of the advice and suggestions that you gave are going to be also helpful for those women, military wives, people who have situations like that. Other long distance truck drivers' wives can take a lot of the information that you have given and apply that in their own lives. So thank you so much. It's been so valuable.
Thank you.
And again, we invite our viewers to share their own stories, suggest future guests or topics, and actively engage with our Surviving Womanhood community. And please remember to mark your calendars and join us for our next Women's Wisdom Wednesday episode on December 6th, when we'll have the privilege of hosting another remarkable guest who will be sharing her inspiring journey. Amy's journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of resilience and persistence. Before we wrap up, I want to once again extend a heartfelt thanks to you, Amy. Thank you so much for coming out of your comfort zone and joining us to share your story to help other women who are experiencing similar circumstances. Your story has been incredibly inspiring, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much.
If you've been touched by Amy's story and you again have your own experiences to share, please leave us a comment below. We value your voice and we want to create a community where we can all learn and grow together. And to catch up on any of our Women's Wisdom Wednesdays episodes that you might have missed, please visit our website at www.survivingwomanhood.com and click on podcasts. Together, let's face every challenge, rise above adversity, and support one another on our journey of surviving womanhood. See you next time. Thanks, guys.